Hello and welcome to the mill. I am your host, Dusty Crane. I thought today we would walk through a Automa playthrough. We haven't done a entire playthrough on the channel, so I thought why not give it a shot with the current Stonemeyer darling Wingspan. I went ahead and set up the Automa and already went through kind of I guess the trouble of figuring out what my starting hand was going to be. I don't really mean trouble. I mean like there's usually a lot of thinking ahead of time about what you're going to do. So I kind of already made some choices, but I did want to explain to you the choices I made. So let's start with the birds that I did not pick. I did not go with the hooded warbler, and that was due to kind of the cost and also, I mean, 2 worms for a 7-point bird is great, but I was also looking at my first round goals, which were, the number of birds in that nest type with eggs. I was also looking at, kind of what we have coming down the row here, which, it could have helped me in round 3, but I'm looking at the here and now. So I did not go with the hooded warbler. I did not choose. I am just not even going to start pronouncing words that are going to get me in trouble. So this bird I did not pick, and either did I pick this bird. And this one in particular was, these two in particular were actually cost considerations. I want to be able to get a bird out early. Because the birds I picked, I did not go with the forester. So let me go ahead and explain the birds I did pick. I went with the belted kingfisher. This one is due to food considerations, also points and nest type. I like that wild nest type for achieving goals, and I got that here with Clark's Grebby. I got that there too. So I went ahead and picked those two, which meant I'm going with the platform builder because, again, this was the star type nest, and I got 2 birds right off the gate with the star type nest. I'm going to go ahead and give this a shot. So because the birds I picked were both waterland birds, I did not go with the forest bird. So that is why I chose to get rid of those particular birds. So because I kept 2 birds, I'm going to keep 3 food types, which I did not pick, but I'm going to go ahead and obviously keep a fish token because I'm going to need that, and then a wild, and I'll go ahead and, well, I mean, let's see what we have on offer above here. These ones take worm, grain. Worm seems to be the most consistent among those, so I'm going to go ahead and go that route. So I'm going to take worm, fish, and I guess it's a wild, doesn't matter. So worm, fish, and I'll just take the berry, I guess. We'll get rid of these. So I will go ahead and do some cleanup and be right back. All right, let's go ahead and figure out what I am going to do here. For my first turn, I am going to, I think I'm going to go ahead and let's get this one out. So I'm going to go ahead and go up here. I'm going to play a bird, and I'm going to go ahead and pay this token here. I'm just going to set this up there for ease, and I'm going to put that right here. And yeah, that's going to be my turn. So I played that bird. Let's go see what Automa is doing this time. All right, so they are going to go ahead and take first a rodent or a fish. Do we have any of those in here? We do have a fish, so they're going to take all of those out of the tray, and they're also getting a bonus here. I'm just going to put it over here in the meantime. So they have 1. That is their turn. All right, so for my second turn, I I do need a... I could have used that fish that they got rid of on me, couldn't I? But do I want to take food right now, or do I want to go ahead and put a couple eggs? I guess for my end around goal, I am going to go ahead and take a couple eggs. And so I will just go ahead and grab those, put them on. Ooh. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, so I got my 2 birds there, or my 2 eggs there, and that is the end of that turn. Let's go see what Automa is up to. Go ahead and take another card here, flip that over. And they are going to go ahead and take all bird cards that match their bonus card. And you know what? That is something I do not remember pulling for them. So let's go ahead and pull a bonus card for them. Rodentologist. And so that is any bird with a rodent. So let's see what we have here. Let's see what we have on availability. So we have no birds with a rodent. And I guess I should have mentioned this earlier. But I'm playing against the eagle mode, so each face down card is going to be worth 4. None of those matched, so the Automa is just going to take one of these face down cards. I guess I should have done this last. So the first card I drew would have been this one. So this is Automa's pile right there, and that means really none of those particularly matter the order. So these are the new birds on draw availability. I got another one, like those wild nest types. That one's a good one for a first round. It's going to help if we can get some eggs on it too. So yeah, so now on my turn, you know what I do? I think I'm going to go ahead and for my turn, I'm going to go ahead and draw a bird card because I do think I want this Screech Owl. When activated, roll all dice not in the bird feeder. If they are rodents, gain 1 rodent and cash it on this card. So this one doesn't necessarily give me the option that some of the other ones do where I can choose to keep it for food or whatnot, but that's okay. I guess I'll wait till the end of the round to fill that back up again. So now I've activated that. This slides down, and what this gives me is draw 1 bird card. If you do, discard 1 from your hand at the end of your turn. So let's go ahead and do I think it's a wild draw here, and even if it's not, let's just have some fun here. So do I want this repeat a brown power on one other bird in this habitat? Holds a lot of a lot of eggs, and it'll give me an option to repeat a brown power, and I can put it pretty much any habitat I want. Let's see, do I want it more than the birds I have? And I don't think I do, so I'm going to go ahead and discard this bird. That really didn't do anything for me, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and fill this back up again because it is going to be Automa's turn. This slides the rest of the way down. And let's see here, Automa for their turn. They are doing another take all bird cards. So let's see if are there any with rodents? And there are. So, and it's a 5-point card, and it's one that I kind of liked. So that's going to go face up here. I don't really know how Tabletopia would mix those up, so I'm just going to set them side by side. Normally you can stack them, and that would be fine. That's all there is to, doing that. So that's the end of Automa's turn. We're going to go ahead and fill this back up again. Or actually, Automa is going to keep the highest point value card. That's if none match, it's going to draw one and keep it face down. Okay, so actually we should actually be discarding these two. All right, so that is Automa's turn. Wow, 9, 8, 8. Those are some high point value birds. I really do not want the Automa getting those. So on my next turn here, I could use some food to get some of these out, but I don't necessarily have what I need, but I do want to be able to get, you know what? Let's see here. I can play that Screech Owl to the forest and on my next turn and have the option of a little more food. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to get this Screech Owl out here into the forest. And just as a reminder, it's an availability to get some rodents. But I do need to get some eggs on that because that's another nest type that's going to help me with this goal this first round. So let's go ahead and we slid that all the way down. Let's go ahead and do Automa's next turn. So they are going to get an egg over here for them. Start their little pile right there. And they are also going to get another bonus. So right now, let's go ahead and see what they started with. So for this particular card, for the particular nest type with a bird card and an egg, so they start with none. So I think that, I mean, that's good. That's 2. If I can get 2, we can tie that. Hopefully the Automa will come across something that takes some of their bonuses away, but that's not where we're at yet. So let's go ahead and start my next turn. And you know, this is one of the things that I really, oh, sorry, I should have paid that to put that out. So glad I caught that, or else I know you would have, and I appreciate that, actually. Keep me honest. I need some of this food to get this guy out, and I can do wild. I mean, it's a big cost of resources to do that, but you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and, oh, I want to get some eggs out there, but I have a couple more turns, so I'm going to take some food. You know what? This food's not going to help me yet, but the eggs will. And are there any birds that might help me? With food unavailability. You know what? Why not? Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and I'll draw another bird card. And I am going to draw this fella right here. I'm going to take that, and this is going to slide down, and I'm going to draw another one wild. Let's see what I get. All right, and then this one is also in the habitat. It's cheap, but draw 2 bird cards, then just discard 1. That's a way to get bird cards into my hand. Do I want to get rid of any of these cards that I already grabbed, though? That is the question. And let's see how these goals are. I mean, he would help me with that. I can get him into play fairly soon, but he's only worth 1 point. Whereas one of these other ones I'd give up are worth significantly more. Ugh, I don't really want to, fella, but alright, I'm going to get rid of this guy. Now let's go ahead and flip that over to refill that. Let's make sure that I had put that in this row. Okay, so that is done. We are to Automa's turn. Alright, let's flip that over and see. He is going to discard all 3 bird cards from the bird tray and take 1 and keep it face down, and he also loses a bonus. I like that. I can deal with that, and I know that he's not getting his hand on I know he's not getting his hand on some of these high value points, so I'll take it. I will take it all day long. All right. All right, so our new birds on offer are this one and this one. It's another high value one. And this one. Oh, good old Robin. Spring is here or coming soon. I mean, technically we're in spring, but I'm in Michigan, so that doesn't necessarily mean anything. So now let's look at my hand again. I need a couple of worms. So let's go ahead, and I'm not going to necessarily be able to get both unless I give up one of these birds. And you know, I think I might. I'm getting rid of my belted kingfisher. He's going away, and I'm going to go ahead and take both of these out of the tray. So I'm going to take both of these as worms. I'm just going to go ahead and take this one back, and then I will take one from up here. And so there, I got some food. Now we can roll all dice not in the bird feeder. If any are rodents, I gain one rodent and cash it on this card. So let us hope for the best on these three. Ooh, yes, we got a rodent. I swear, I have the worst luck when it comes to that, so that is actually pretty exciting for me. That is going to help us in some end game scoring. That is the end of that action right there. Let's see what the Automa is doing this time. All right, so wow, would you look at that? He's gonna gain another egg, which is fine, but more importantly, he is losing another bonus. So he is down to 0 eggs in that nest type, which I like. That is his turn. Its turn. Automa is, it's whatever you want it to be. It could be your friend who is male or female or, whatever. So Automa is Automa. I guess that's the best way of putting it. What do I want to do here? I have the 2 worms. I need to get some eggs out, but I am leading. It's unlikely that they can get both of those, and I actually put them into the right. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to go ahead and play this bird into right here, and I'll pay both of those worms that I have to pay. I'll just bring those up here. These are out of play. And I am going to put the warbler. I think I don't know, in nature, what do I know? I heard that in nature, sometimes the most colorful birds are the boys. I think I got that right. What does it matter? But yeah, so that's another good bird to have out there. That definitely sets the table for me getting some eggs I need for these cards. Let's see what the Automa is up to this time. Okay, so first of all, because it is supposed to draw food, and there's only one type of food in the tray, we're going to move all of these back, and we're going to simulate it going into the dice tower. Give those a roll. All right, and so it's going to take the grain and worm, which there aren't any, and then it's going to take all of the worms. So let's go ahead and pull that one out of there. And it also says to activate all pink powers. I don't have any pink powers on the board, so that does nothing for me. That is the end of Automa's turn. And now for my last action, I'm going to go ahead and take, I'm going to do the 3 eggs because I don't really have to, because the most the Automa is going to get is 1 bonus. It is worth extra points, but I might need a cherry for a food type later, and I don't necessarily have a good food engine just yet. So I am going to go ahead and I'll just take the 2 eggs, and I am going to, you know what, I'm not. Food is, yeah, boy, I'm going to have to edit this because I'm like, he's so indecisive. You are correct. All right, so we are going to put an egg here, so that's going to help us with our end round. We've already got 2 in that one and 2. So now our birds with this type are full up. Okay, so we have 2 eggs, 2 eggs. That is all we're able to do. This guy has no powers, and so that is the end of my first round. Now let's go do Automa's last action. We have it gaining 1 egg, and so that is what it's going to do. That is the end of the first round. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of cleanup here and start the second round. I have already done the cleanup for the second round, but I forgot to show you guys the scoring. So let's just go ahead and refresh real quick. So because of this round 1 type, the nest with the how many birds you have with that particular nest type that have eggs on it. Automa ended with 0 because their bonuses were taken away, whereas I have this bird right here that has eggs on it, so that's 1, and this bird right here, which is a wild nest type that has eggs on it, so that's 2. I had first place here, and Automa, since they scored none, they get none. It's not like a second place. They actually got none of that. So I got a nice little jump on them, at least in the end round scoring. But let's go ahead and start round 2. Now, as a reminder, I have home field advantage. I go first. So what do I want to do first? It's a reminder of these cards, and oh, no bird cards in my hand. I've played them all. Maybe, let's see what birds are on offer. That is an expensive prairie chicken. And this is I can store a lot of eggs on this little song sparrow here, and I have lots of options for where I want to place it. And this horned owl, now I'll be honest, I really, really like the predator birds. This one is particularly expensive, but he is a great hunter. He can hunt at a wingspan of less than 100 centimeters, which I think is pretty cool, but boy, is he ever expensive. I do think I'm going to go ahead and I think I might, might I give it a shot? I'm definitely going to take this song sparrow, so let's go ahead and let's just cut to the chase here. I am going to go ahead and take this song sparrow into my hand. And then, do I want to pay an egg for another bird card? That's kind of random here. I don't really know. I'm not going to. I really need to move this along. I don't want to keep you guys here longer than I have to. Let's go ahead and draw a random card and see if I want this guy better than the song sparrow. Oh, it is a hawk, and I do love those predator birds. Oh boy, what am I gonna do? Yep, this guy's beat. I'm sorry, little song sparrow. You are a really cool bird, but I'm giving it to the Cooper's hawk. That is the end of my turn. Let's go ahead and fill this back up for the Automa. And let's see what the Automa is up to this round. You'll notice I've already flipped that card. Like I said, I did some housekeeping. Got rid of that end of round card. So for round 2, the very first thing it's going to do is going to take a bird card that matches its bonus card, if there are any, and it is a rodent, and oh my goodness, I just lost that great horned owl, and that is a lot of points. I think we see we got some going on here with owls. They got the burrowing owl and the great horned owl. That is going to hurt me in scoring later. There is no question about it. But let's see what we can do to beat back the Automa. As a reminder for round 2, it is eggs in this, I think this is a bowl type nest, and I do have at least one bird. So we got this one right here, the warbler, and I also have this wild that is going to help me with that. So let's see what the Automa is starting with. Oh, that is still round 1. Oh, we gotta flip that over. All right, so in round 2, eggs in a particular, oh, it starts with 3. Goodness, that is going to be hard to overcome. But, so we definitely need another bird with a bowl type nest, and that hummingbird may be the way to at least compete. So, yeah, it kind of, I forgot to move this over, but it kind of backed me into a corner there. I'm drawing bird cards again, and I'm not going to spend an egg to get it. I'm just going to go ahead and take this hummingbird into my hand. Let's make the hand come back. Maybe I can get both food types that we need here. So let's see here. This slides down. Let's see what we got here on offer. Oh, an Inca dove, lay 1 egg. I have a soft spot for doves because we have ones that nest outside of our living room window every year, and we just love seeing them, you know, the family unit there together, and then the babies being born. So that's a hard one to discard, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. That is the end of my turn. I just made that sound super callous. Like, let me just talk as fast as I can after that. Ooh boy. Okay, so the Automa is getting 2 eggs, and it is losing a bonus, but it didn't have any over there, so it is still at 3. That is Automa's turn, and I need to get some birds out. So I'm going to gain some food from the bird feeder card, and maybe I should have drawn 2 the last time so that I could have got an extra bit of food. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and, because food is going to be increasingly important, I'm going to go ahead and get the food for the Cooper's hawk. I'm going to go ahead and take one of these rodents, and I will grab a rodent token from up here, and then I will slide this down and this ability right here. Let's see if we can roll another rodent here. We did not. That is my typical experience with these type of animals. So that is the end of my turn. Let's keep it moving and see what Automa is up to. So, wow, that card had to have fallen through, right? That's what happened. It's like they couldn't have had 2 draw 2s at the same time. Yeah, I think this is. Oh goodness, is this going to start messing up? Okay, so I really do think that was the new one. No, that's what they started with. It was taking a bird. They did get 2. They did get 2 of those egg draws in a row. Wow, good for them. And getting rid of 2 bonuses, which they don't have. So gained them 2 eggs, cost them nothing. All right, well, that lucky Automa. All right, let's see ahead. Let's see what I got here. All right, so I have some food, and why don't we go ahead and we're gonna play that bird. I am going to pay it from this bird right here because it's not gonna help us with our end round bonuses, and we are going to play this hawk right here. And yes, I know I'll have to pay for the hawk, but there is Cooper's hawk into the forest or the woodlands, whatever that is. This is going to slide down. This is going to go get paid over here. And yeah, that was the end of my turn. I'll flip this over, and so we know I'm paying attention this time. I'm paying attention. So we definitely do have this discard 3 bird cards from the bird tray. The Automa is just going to draw 1 and keep it face down. So No biggie. Unless, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter whether they draw a huge card or not, because it is only going to be worth 4 points for them at the level that we are playing them at. You know what? Does anyone else have this issue with Tabletopia where it's like it seems like it's difficult sometimes to stack cards? Let's see here. These are our new birds on offer, and these are some lots of water birds. So let's see here. The brown pelican, that's 2 fish, and the black skimmer is 2 fish and 2. Wow. All right, so I'm assuming these are all shuffled, but let's go ahead and make sure that we're not just moving. We got a couple of owls, now we got all the water birds traveling together, but it's fine. It's fine, it's no big deal. So that was the Automa's turn. Now for mine. I would like to, let's see here, I would like, well, I guess any type of food is going to work for my little happy hummingbird. But we're down to 3 turns. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I need some eggs. I need some eggs here because I think for my end around goals here, yeah, eggs in that particular nest type. Let's get this bird right here some eggs to help with our end game scoring, and I'm gonna try and not make the camera go all crazy on you guys, but I only have so much control over that. So there's the 2. This is going to slide down, no bonus. That is the end of my turn. Don't necessarily feel the best about that turn. I don't feel like I got a whole lot done, but, you know, not every game is going to go your way. Or maybe they do, and you're lucky. I am not. Oh, this is another one. It costs them nothing to gain a... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Second round. All right, so we're going to go ahead and draw 3 of these. We're going to discard these 3 water birds again. And we're going to fill up a whole new row. The Automa is getting another face down card. And let's see what we have here. Ooh, the turkey vulture. All right, so, and it's also going to get a bonus. Let me do that before I show these other cards. So on offer now is the Northern Bobwhite. Lay 1 egg on this bird. That has a high egg capacity and pretty expensive. 2 worms for the American oyster catcher, and absolutely nothing for the turkey vulture. I always think these cards are super interesting. They're not necessarily worth a lot of points, and they don't hold a lot of eggs, but you know, when another player, you know, gets that predator action out there, or bird of prey action, whatever it is, it can be very beneficial. So in this case, I really don't see the pink happening too often with the Automa, so this guy is worth less to me in solo play mode, for whatever that's worth. So now for my turn, I want to get my little hummingbird out there, so I'm going to go ahead and, but where do I want to put him? Let's make sure I'm not remembering this wrong. He can go into any habitat. Do I want to be drawing more bird cards? Do we want to be getting more eggs? I think I really don't have too many birds that have a high egg capacity. So that egg engine thing that you hear people talk about sometimes, I don't know that it's actually going to benefit me. But I'm going to go ahead and put him into, you know, I'm going to put him into the forest because I'm going to need food. I want to add some birds to my area here. Ugh, I feel like I'm doing something wrong, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's how you learn, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put this guy right here, and that's going to slide all the way down, and that is my turn. This is eggs in a, oh yes, maybe I did. So that's 2, that's 2, that's 4. If I can get couple on him. All right, I'm feeling a little bit better about that. So that is the end of that. Let's see what the Automa is doing this turn. So this time around, he's getting 2 eggs. And am I reading that? Yep. 2 eggs and a bonus. That tricky Automa. So there's his 2. And let's go ahead and get their bonus over here. And that is the end of their turn. Now, I feel like I need to get some eggs out. I don't have any food to pay extra, so this is going to be pretty straightforward. I'm going to grab a couple of eggs, and I need it on this. Oh, I'm doing this wrong. All right, so let me just put the eggs down here so then I can pay a little closer attention. I need it. I was thinking that was the right nest type when I was saying I felt like I was feeling pretty good about it. Yes, I am no longer feeling good about it. The best I have is 2. Yes, I'm definitely going to lose this round bonus to the Automa, but that is what it is. All right, so where am I putting these 2 eggs? The next one is birds of that bull type. So I might as well just go ahead and set myself up for that. I'll put, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this because our round 4 is just any, oh, that's actually a set of, okay, well, I'll do this anyway. Let the hawk have a little egg too. That's be a little mama hawk, mama daddy hawk. All right, so that is the end of my second round. Let's see how badly the Automa hurts me here. There's going to go ahead and take a cherry if there is one. There's not. Rodent, there is a rodent, so they can take that out of the bird feeder. And they're going to activate all pink powers, which I just said you don't see happen very often. And it didn't. So, or that's, it's not going to because I don't have a pink power out there. So let's go ahead and figure out the end of round 2 scoring. As I mentioned, it looks like for eggs in a particular type nest, they start with 3 eggs. I'm going to toss this because we're not going to need this anymore. So they have 3. Now for this particular nest type, I don't have that nest type. I only have this wild. That's 2. They have 5, so they are going to take first place. I am going to take second place, and I am going to do some cleanup, and I will be right back. All right, let's take a look at round 3. Just as a reminder, we are looking for how many birds of this is the bull nest type with eggs in it. And the Automa for round 3, birds with eggs in a bull type nest is right there, 2. So they're starting with 2 birds. And right now we have got 1, 2, 3. So we're off to a good start, but as you know, the Automa, they're going to get more opportunities to get more of these bonuses as we go forward. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. I currently don't have any birds in hand, but I am going to remedy that right now. I think, yeah. Okay, so let's see what birds we have on offer here. We have the house wren, which can hold a lot of eggs, which could be helpful. The house finch and the double-crested cormorant. I guess I may have just, butchered that, or maybe I did all right. Who knows? Now, this particular nest type right here, remember, that's part of my goal, and I really don't have too many of those. So even though I'm not necessarily wanting to work on that power with the time I have left, I'm going to go ahead and take this bird into my hand, and you know what, I'm even going to pay an egg off of, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Owl, taking your egg away from you here. And I'm going to go ahead and Oh, I guess in order, no, that's to do the second one. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take, that's worth 5. This is the least reoccurring. All right, so I'm gonna take this one too. And now I got some birds to work with here. Let's go ahead and take, actually, I shouldn't have done that yet because this has to slide down, and then I do get to take a look at this and see if I want to take this over what I already have. Whew, that is a bird nest type that I need. It's worth a ton of points. Doesn't necessarily hold a lot of eggs, but it's a high cost too. I'm probably doing the wrong thing a lot. I feel like this is definitely not one of my better plays of the Wingspan solo, but hey, we're doing it. I'm having a good time. Hopefully, you guys are not just being positively tortured by the choices I'm making. But in terms of food, I can definitely use one of those fish that's in the feeder. So I think that's going to be our next move, but that's our next move. We don't need to worry about that right now. This comes down, and it is now the Automa's turn. Let's see how they're going to make me hurt. Okay, so for round 3, they are going to discard all 3 bird cards from the bird tray, and they're going to take one face down. So these ones are going bye-bye, and then, sorry, they're taking this one face down. And then these are our new birds on offer. Oh, there's that California Condor. I've enjoyed him in past games. Okay, so that is Automa's turn. They didn't get any bonuses on that. So let's go ahead, and we need food for these birds in our hand. So let's go ahead and we'll take a fish because we definitely need that for one of the birds in our hand. And let's just go ahead and get a refresher what we need here. Yes, and so these are not particularly helpful. I'm going to go ahead and re-roll before I take my next food. Ooh, and that is definitely going to help me in terms of what I need. I need some grain, so I will take a grain, and I don't know if the Automa is going to hurt me or not in terms of like what food they're going to take. I'm just going to go ahead and take the grain. That might give me a better chance at a favorable reroll later. So that is the second piece of food I am taking. Now, let's see if my engine's going to serve me well. Each player gains 1 food from the bird feeder, starting with the player of your choice. Well, you know what? The Automa is never going to benefit from that, just me. So we're going to start with me. I am the player of my choice. And so I could also use some berries, which are not in the bird feeder, but a wild food type will work for this, and I may need a reroll, so I'm going to go ahead soon. So I'm going to go ahead and take this worm token and slide that down. Let's see. Oh, I grabbed the whole thing. All right, so this one is, when activated, look at the card from the deck. If 75 centimeters, tuck it. Less than 75, tuck it under this card. Let's see what we get here. Come on. Oh, we did it, didn't we? Yes, we got that chimney swift. Now here's what I've learned about Tabletopia. Wow, tucking cards under there is never very easy, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it over here next to that scoring token. This one we're going to say is tucked under. It doesn't really matter what it's tucked under, it's just points, so I'm just going to keep that over here. We're just going to know that our little buddy there, I don't want to put an egg on it because I don't want to spend it. So I know some people use eggs to kind of keep track. I'm not going to do that. This one, let's roll it and let's see if we get any rodents here. Come on. Oh, no, of course not. See, at least I can represent something that's accurate for my experience there. So that turn is done. Man, I'm telling you, like nothing feels better for me than, you have this engine and you just activate, activate, activate. I love that mechanic of this game. All right, so we're doing in round 3 here. We are again discarding all 3 birds from the bird tray, and the Automa is getting another face down card, and it's also losing a bonus. But yeah, I didn't remember it actually getting one. So let's go ahead and um, get rid of these. If anyone is still listening at this point and knows Tabletopia very well, and they know how I can, speed up this particular piece of it, that would be so gratefully appreciated. These are our new birds on activation. I've never seen this one in game. The red crossbill is very cute. Man, that's that's cool. I like that bird. I've never seen it. So cool. There's so many birds in this deck that sometimes you don't. Now, Canada Goose, let me tell you, they are all over my workplace and they are jerks. They are the jerks of the bird world. They will just come at you for no reason. 33 years old. The oldest known wild Canada goose was at least 33 years old. Maybe that's what the problem is. They're just grumpy old men. But yeah, I I can't imagine a situation in which I'm drawing that Canada goose. Those animals. Um, all right, so let's see here. This guy is our bird type that we want. We have food to feed him. Let's go ahead and get him out there. We are going to go ahead and play him into the waterlands. So we are going to need an egg to pay for that. And I am going to take that. What's our eggs in a bull nest? I don't want to take it from the bull nest. I am so sorry, Hawk. I think I took your egg the last time too. But let's go ahead and get rid of this fish, and we need that. We're gonna get rid of this worm. So those are gonna go away, and I am gonna play this to the waterlands, and that is gonna give me another place to hopefully get my end of round goal here on my platform, 4 to 5 birds. I've got 1, 2, 3. Need at least one more. I'd love to get that out there. So this slides down, and that was the entirety of my turn. Automa, let's see what you got. So for the third one here, they are taking all bird cards that match their bonus card, and they're going to keep whichever one is the highest value, and they are getting a bonus to their end round goals. So let me put that over there while I'm thinking of it. That is going to go right there, and let's see. They have the rodents, so none of these birds take rodents, which means that the Automa is just going to draw 1 and keep it face down. So that is another 4 points for the Automa, and that is the end of their turn. Ooh, towards the end it gets so tight in the amount of actions you can take. And let's see my hand. I need berries, which I don't have. Let's go ahead and get some eggs back on the. Do I want to put eggs back on the table just yet? I think I'm going to trick y'all, and I'm gonna go ahead and get some food. And so I'm gonna go ahead and take the. Let's go ahead and we'll take the fish, because not that I necessarily need the fish, but I can use it as a wild later if I need to. But this will give me the opportunity to re-roll all of these, and so that's what I want to do. All right, so I do have a berry, and that's exactly what I was hoping for. Let me get the rest of these all together in the tray. Put that over there. I'll put this berry up here out of the way, and let's grab a berry from the top and bring that down. So this is, oh wow, that thing's dancing and I don't know why. Okay, so that is that. Now we get to do this fun moving everything along here. So let's see. When activated, I can take food from the bird feeder, and again, that does not help the Automa, but what could I possibly, like, what's on offer? So maybe grains seem to be popular. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. Well, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and take a piece of food that I don't have just in case something comes up that I do. And this one's actually right here, so let's go ahead and do that. So there, I took that piece of food. This one, come on, less than 75, right? Yep, less than 75. Did I get it? Oh, poor grasshopper sparrow, but I did get it. This is one of those rare times where that hawk is hunting. Although I do have better luck with the hawks than I do with the owls. So let's see if we get a rodent in this roll. I love it. So that was moving that right along. That is done. Let's see what the Automa does. The Automa is going to go ahead and activate all pink powers, but it's taking food from the tray too. It is going to start with fish, which are actually in there. So if there'd been more than one fish, that would come out too. But because there is only the one, that is it. It takes the fish out of there and activates all pink powers. I still don't have any of those. That was the Automa's turn, and it did not hurt me this turn. So thank you, Automa. Let's see here. I am going to play my bird into the grasslands. It is going to cost me a egg, and I want to make sure I don't take it from the wrong, although this is not the count of eggs, it's really about the birds. So I will go ahead and just make sure that I only take the one so that they still have an egg on it is what I'm trying to get at. And now I'm going to pay the grain and the berry, or the seed in the berry. I kind of get these token names messed up sometimes. So I'm going to put that right there, and this is going to slide down, and I still don't feel great about my mat here, but I'm feeling better. So that was the end. That was the end of my turn because I played a bird. So let's see here. For this time around, it is taking all bird cards that match its bonus card, which is the rodent, and it's going to keep the face value. Now, there are no rodents here, so it's going to go ahead and take a face down card, and that's going to get another 4 points. And let's go ahead and get rid of these. That little cute bird is leaving, and we are getting some new options here now. Cowbird. So, all right, this one is repeat a bird of prey power or a predator power. That would be a good one, although I don't necessarily have a predator in the waterlands. The cowbird. Now this is interesting. No nest and no eggs. I don't think I've encountered this one in the game either. I've heard about it, but I've not encountered it. That's first. And the Western tanager. It's like a teenager. He kind of does look moody, doesn't he? Nothing against my teenager, but he won't watch this anyway. I'm so uncool. So that was, let's make sure I get all this instead of just talking at you. All right, so that is that, and it is going to get a bonus for its round 3 goals. It's got 2 now. Giving me a run, giving me a run. All right, so for my last turn, I have got to get some of these eggs back. So we are going to get 3 eggs, and I'm going to put one in this type to help with the end around goals. and I'm going to put one on. I just want to make sure that everyone that needs that type of egg is going to get one. He's got one, or it has one. And I'll give one back to the hawk. I feel bad about taking it earlier. And then let's put one here just because. All right, so that is unfortunately nearing the end of my turn. Let's see if we can use this one. Tuck a card from your hand behind this bird. Tuck a card from your hand behind this bird if you do draw one bird card. I don't have any birds to tuck, so that is the end of lay eggs. And let's see what the Automa does for its last action of this turn. All right, so it's going to get 3 eggs, but I am losing one of these. So it's definitely not a trade-off, but I mean, every little bit helps, right? 3 eggs, yowza. All right. I do like when I'm playing the actual physical version of the game to see just how many eggs are just piled around this Automa. Now, I don't like seeing a lot because it means, it's doing well, but it is always kind of cool to see all those piled up together. So that is the Automa's last turn, and that is the end of round 3. Let's go ahead and see how we did with scoring. Now, they have the type of birds in a bowl nest with an egg is, again, 2. So they have 3. I have, with that same bowl nest, let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I did it. I overcame the Automa to take first from that. And the distance, those 3 points, it can make a difference. It can make a difference. So that is the end of round 3 scoring. I am going to do a little bit of cleanup, and I will be right back. All right, let's get started on round 4. As a reminder, this end round goal is sets of eggs in the wetlands, grasslands, and the forest row. So one set would consist of 1 egg in the wetlands, the grasslands, and the forest. So as we are right now, I have no sets here. I do have 1 set here, so I'm looking at 1. The Automa they have 2. So if I can keep them limited and I can go ahead and get, 2 more eggs here, that would be 1 set, 2 set, 3 set, and I actually have the ability to put another set here. So I really do think with my final 5 actions, I gotta go heavy on eggs. And I know people are like, oh, that's one of the flaws of this game is this egg spamming action, but I mean, you got to set yourself up for it. You have to have birds that can hold the eggs that you want to play. So I don't necessarily see that as a limitation. It's just a strategy. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and get 3 eggs, and let's go with purple. Why not? And I'm going to give this one an egg, and we'll go ahead and do all 3 right here just because we just went ahead and added, there's 2 completed sets right there. There's 3, so we've got 3 right now. We are currently ahead of the Automa with 2, but I promise you they are going to work on us this round. So for our next one, I don't have any cards in my hand to tuck. So that is the end of my action. Automa, for their part, is going to, see, they're going to get their 3 eggs. You know what, actually, what I just did here is I just realized that I put these cards face down and I did not shuffle them. So, all right. So it's still a situation here that they're going to discard the 3 bird cards from the tray. And actually, I should have done that anyway. So what I'll do is I'll show you. They're not going to lose any, but just to make sure that there's no weirdness here, I'll go ahead and take the 3 that should have been there during that cleanup and just discard them. Just to, keep things honest with myself. And here are new birds on offer. The king rail can hold a whole bunch of eggs. You know what? And while I'm thinking about it, I said I wanted to get some eggs out, but I really do kind of need to. I kind of need to get another bird like this one out if I could, because I really do need to get one more of these platform nests to hit my bare minimum. I don't have to, but I'm currently sitting ahead of the Automa in the goals. This could hurt me later, but I'm going to go ahead and, because then I'd have 2 actions here. So, all right. All right, I'm going to do it anyway. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 bird cards. I'm going to take this guy, and let's bring my hand up, put this guy here, and I'm definitely not going to be able to afford him or him, so I'm just going to randomly draw, and let's see what I ended up with. Another expensive card. So that's the 2. Now this one I think is the discard a fish to tuck 2 cards from the deck behind this bird. That would have been discard a fish to get 2. I have a fish. Is that fish going to help me with any of these? Yes, but all right, so that's what I'm going to do. This is my way. I'm going to get 2 points. I'm going to discard this fish, and I am going to tuck 2 from the deck. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this down here. And, sorry that I'm moving that around on you. That one down there. And now this one is the draw 1 card, and if you do, discard 1 from your hand at the end of your turn. So let's see if this one is any better for us. This one is not the right nest type, so that one's going away. And let's go ahead and refresh the deck for the Automa. And that is the end of my turn. Oh, I hope that was worthwhile. I hope that was a good thing to do. Let's hide my hand there. And let's see what the Automa is up to this time. All right, so it is getting 3 eggs. And there, I knew that would come back around. So it's getting 3 eggs. It doesn't have any bonuses yet, so let's go ahead and give it its 3 eggs. 1, 2, 3. And it's not losing any bonus. That's the end of its turn. On my turn, I am going to need some food. So I'm going to take, I think I needed the grain. Let me just double check though. Yep, grain. So I'm going to go ahead and take this grain. And I'll grab one from up here and bring this down. So I have the grain. And I don't need a rodent, so I'm going to go ahead and did it again. I'm going to grab all of these and bring them back. And then I'm going to give them a roll. And where were the rodents if I was playing that owl? You know what I mean? Let's see here. Let's go ahead and take we'll take the worm again, just because I mean we're not gonna have another opportunity pop up where we're going to have an opportunity to draw food and discard. I don't think so. Maybe we will. So that's the 2 food I'm choosing for this one. I'm going to go ahead and take another food from the bird feeder. So let's go ahead and we'll take a grain again. And come on, hunt. 45 or 75 or less. What do we got here? Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I like it when the bird hunts for me well. Good job, Cooper's Hawk. Cooper's Hawk, yep. All right, so the Screech Owl. Let's see if we get any more. All the rodents are already on the board, you know? Oh man, doesn't that figure? I am very glad that I didn't say like, oh, I have the worst luck on this, and then it just pop up every single time. So that is the end of that turn, and it is now up to the Automa. So the Automa is going to be discarding all 3 cards from the bird tray, and it's going to be, I'll just go ahead and give it its 1 card now. So there's that, and this is going away. And we are getting some new bird cards. I see a vulture. I'm just kind of now just showing these to kind of show off the beautiful art, because I don't think we're in a position where we're going to be drawing any more bird cards, but the art in this game is just incredible, from each one of these individually illustrated bird cards to the player mat. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. All right, so you know what? I'm pretty confident that I definitely did not think this ahead too far, but I'm going to go ahead and take the eggs. I think I'm going to be in a situation where I do not have enough turns to do what I want to do. And man, if that is not just par for the course. So I'm going to go ahead and complete another set, because I can, and because it's going to help me with both the points and the end game scoring. So that's another set. That was 3 eggs. Now maybe I can use this, tuck a card from your hand behind this bird, and if I do draw 1. So, you know, I'm thinking I'm not going to be able to, well, I can get it out there. I guess I don't necessarily have to have eggs on it, do I? So I don't. So, okay. All right, so maybe I did not completely hose myself here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and tuck this card right here. And that's just going to go, that's going to give me another endgame point. Okay, so let's get rid of your hand there. I'm going to tuck this here. Maybe. And then I draw 1. So let's see, I ended up with, where was this at the very beginning? I could have taken that crow, but you know what? It is totally fine. It is just absolutely perfect that I would get it right now. But you know what is nice though? It's pretty cheap to put wherever I want to put. So let's go ahead and move this down. I'm just kind of admiring my hand, and that's not necessarily entertaining. Let's see what the Automa is up to. So the Automa, of course, 3 more eggs. It is just gonna pile on the score here. Let's see if I can grab 3 here. Yep, good job. Should have been trying that from the get-go, huh? So it is also getting a bonus. So let's go ahead and bring that over there. And now for my very last turn, I am going to want to play a bird. So I'm going to go ahead and take this egg off of here, and I am going to pay the cost to get, do I want this little birdie, or do I want this? Well, that's 4 points. This is 2 points. They both are going to help me towards my goal, so I think that this is pretty obvious. I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and put him, it really doesn't matter where we put him, but I'm going to go ahead and put him here, and I'm going to drop that there. That is the end of my last turn, and now the Automa gets one last shot at me. And oh, I was so hoping that it would lose one of its bonuses, but it did not. So there's that. And it gets 3 more eggs. So let's see if I can manage grabbing 3 eggs again. Nope. That's fine. Let's grab the 1 more egg. So there's it, the Automa's last turn. And, you know, now it's all over but the crying, I think, how that goes. Let's go ahead and do this end of round scoring, though. Just as a reminder for the sets of eggs, it starts with 2 sets. And now, because of its bonuses here, it has 4 sets. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sets. We are tied. Now, I did screw this up in the video I made talking about how to play this solo, and I had mentioned that, oh, we both get 7 points, but that is not the case. What you do is you add the points together, which should be 14, and then you, wait a minute, no, that's not right either. I think you add the 2 sets of points here together. So the 7 and 4, that's 11, and then divide in half in round down. So really what this is going to result in is us having 5 points each. And so I'm going to go ahead and, before I screw this math up again, I'm going to go ahead and give us those 5 points for that. And I'm just going to go ahead and kind of walk through the scoring now. For round 3, I had 6. Let me give myself my 6 points. And the Automa got 3. And then the Automa got 5 here. And I got 2. Yep, I got 2. And in the first one, I got 4. And the Automa got none. So just with the end around scoring, I'm in the lead there. Let's go ahead and look at what else we got here. So let's do the face value on the bird cards. Automa has 8 and 5. And then it has 7 face down, which are worth 4 points each. Because of that, I'm playing it. So that's going to be an additional 28 points. So let's add 28. And that is a lot. And now how many eggs do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've already screwed this up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. $75. That is not too awful. And now we are going to go ahead and add through the points on each of my bird cards. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we, oh, that's at 5, didn't it? All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to add 3. And then we're going to add 4. And then we're going to add 8. And then we're going to add 3. And then we're going to add 4. Oop, that was 1 extra. And then we're going to add 5. And then we're going to add 3. All right, and now points listed for each completed bonus card. Now the Automa doesn't get any points for that. Let's see if I actually achieved my bonus card. So I needed 4 to 5 birds. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I just barely squeaked through there. So there's 4 points for me. And now we do, we already did the points for the end round goals. 1 point for egg on the bird cards. We already took care of that for the Automa. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we get the food cached on the bird card. So I have 1 food cached. And then I get 1 for each card tucked, and in this case that's 6 points. And then if there's a tie, we go by food tokens, but this is a game that I lost to the Automa. That scoring is all complete. Yeah, this was a 75-73 defeat. You know, if I had just gotten a few more eggs out there, maybe, you know, it would have been different, but it wasn't a blowout defeat, and it definitely wasn't one of my better games, but I can either, you know, feel pretty good that it was a close game, or I can go, well, you know, if I played Eagle-Eyed Eaglet, I definitely would have won. So if I was playing at easy mode, I would have. But I hope this was, if not entertaining, that it was at least helpful to kind of see how that process runs. If you've never seen a game on Tabletopia, I hope this tells you whether or not that's something you're interested in or not. And yeah, I mean, the solo mode, the single player for Tabletopia, I find to be very satisfying. Obviously, because I was working on a computer, I don't find that it runs quite as fast. I think this will probably be a lengthy video, but you know, when you actually have it out on the table in front of you and you can just kind of get in a groove and you can go real quick, I find that it plays pretty quick and is pretty satisfying. I like the push and pull of the green mat and what the Automa is doing in terms of, you know, it's gaining bonuses, so you can see, you know, kind of where it's at. And you heard me a couple times say like, well, you know, I need to put some eggs in this row so I can complete, you know, this set, or how do I want to compete with the Automa? So I really do like, you know, that aspect of it too. It feels like playing with someone across the table from you. So um, yeah, that's all I have for you this week. I hope you enjoyed this solo playthrough of Wingspan. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys next week. Until then, be kind and have fun playing these Stonemaier games, or, you know, any games that you're playing. Take care.